being realistic with your current situation, because if I'm a guy, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking for a woman to make $1 million a year and I'm not even making $50,000 myself. Sometimes you have to be more realistic with your current situation. You know what I mean? And I believe that sometimes, like bro was saying, like sometimes social media can like falsify your ideas, because as much as I believe that anybody can be anything, the statistics is going to tell you that everyone is not going to be successful.
Truth is, can't nobody stop us. Truth is, can't nobody stop us.
What's going on, everybody? This is Lee.
And this is Austin Carter, a.k.a. Mr. Obsessed. And today, man, we got a very special guest, man. And when I say special, I mean a guy that is not only a business owner, a successful business owner, but a guy that's going to give a lot of value today. So introducing our guest, Kenrick LeBlanc.
Man,
we need the button, bro. We need the button.
Yeah, nah, for sure, man. So how you doing, man? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm blessed to be here, man. You know, I'm happy to be on top of the ground, and the ground.
Yes,
on top
sir.
of
Yes,
me.
sir.
You know,
I like that. I think I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
Yeah, look, and the hat too. Look, both matching. Nah, for sure.
Yeah, bro. So, man, I like to start off most shows asking, how's your mental health today?
Today, man, I think it's pretty good today.
Good.
Man, we've been having obstacle after obstacle, day after day, week after week, with one of our current real estate projects.
Okay.
So, you know, stress levels can tend to be pretty high, especially when you get into the end of a project.
Yeah.
But it's definitely good to be mindful of kind of where your mental health is, where your levels are, and things like that. But for the most part, man, it's pretty good today.
Yeah,
That's good, man.
Man, that's dope. I always like to ask people that, because like even through daily life, bro, like how do you really, if your mental health is kind of lower, like I like to use like scale of 1 to 10. Like some days I might be a 6, some days I might be an 8. I don't never think I'm a 10 because I feel like that's perfect. Yeah. But I always like to say, right now, personally, I'm like an 8. On the days that you're a little bit lower and have like on a scale of 1 to 10, like you might be like a 5 or a 6 or even lower possibly. What do you do to kind of like rebalance that mental, or to like shake back, you know, in a sense, like what do you do?
Well, one, I got ADHD, so my focus is real important to me. I got to be really mindful about what I'm focused on, and so basically keeping that at the front of my mind. Like, let's just say I wake up and I'm about a 6.
Right.
With ADHD, I can get distracted and I can, okay, my mental is this, but man, we got to go pick this up, or that got to get done, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. So it's just really, bro, just being real intentional about just kind of being aware of where I'm at. And then when I'm able to like recognize that, really, man, all of my mental energy goes towards trying to maintain a balance, right? So if I am at about a 6, I know that, you know, I may be more prone to being irritable, more irritable than I would like to be, or I may be more whatever. And so if I do, because I'm not perfect, you know, it's never a 10. It's never a 10. Perfect. So as long as I kind of keep that at the front of my mind, man, you know, I'm able to kind of adjust. And even if I do have like a moment or so, it's like just keeping that. Man, hold on, wait. Like, I remember I was a 6 earlier today, and I at least want to end the day, if I can, at a 7, at an 8, at a 9. You know, it may not be a 9.5. You know, I may only progress to one step above, you know, but as long as I'm, you know, mindful of it, bro, I just try to push through and just maintain a balance, you know.
No, for sure, man. And I like how you said when you're intentional with it. So when just say like when your stress levels do get low, like do you like plan things out? Because for me, I do that a lot. I like to plan things out. I like to like kind of stick to the script on what I'm doing, because if not, a lot of stuff can be chaotic, like you said, with your focus. So you know, how do you just plan out that aspect of, you know, when stuff is all over the place or kind of chaotic?
That part, bro. Like me too. I got a plan. Yeah, I absolutely have to, because again, like my attention span can tend to just be all over the place if I don't have a set plan in place. Yeah. So like, let's just say like I got my schedule or whatever, and I got, for today's day, I got 10 things listed. Okay, I got to get these 10 things done today. If I didn't have that written down, more often than not, bro, it's hard to remember that. Yeah. You know, it's hard to remember, well, dang, what was number 3? What did I fit? Now I'm frustrated. You know,
that's real game right there. I think I need to start doing that, because like I'm the opposite. Like I'm just like you. Like I have ADHD. Well, that's what they diagnosed me as a kid. You know what I mean? So I don't even know if that's a real term, but that's what they said I had. But like my focus is like Like I'm telling you, I have like short-term focus. I get distracted easily, and it's hard for me to stay focused on like certain things for a long period of time. And like, I probably need to start planning just based off like hearing y'all talk, because I'm not a planner. Like, I'm a type of person where I like to go with the flow. Even when like on my lower days, I'm a little irritable. And if you ask my girl, like I'm like very irritable, like when I'm just on days where I'm not as high on my mental chart. Yeah. And that's something that I have started to become more aware of, because at the end of the day, like in order to like be a partner in a relationship or any kind of relationship, you know what I mean, business or whatever, you have to be mindful of the other person. Sometimes when I get irritable, I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to talk. I don't want to be on social media. I don't even want to pick up the phone sometimes, you know what I mean? So I probably need to practice planning how to be able to like get through my day, because some days I can just have mood swings where I'm just like irritable. Then like I go hug baby real time, like kiss, like lay, you know what I mean? But that's me being unaware. So now that you said that, I'm kind of like, okay, maybe that's what I need to start doing. Maybe write down a list. You know what I'm saying? Because that's something that I struggle with today. You know what I'm saying? Real life. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody perfect at the end of the day. I need to like try that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
bro, it's really important, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say it's real important, bro, because just like you, like that irritability can set in, and the beauty of having that list is, okay, if I do feel myself getting irritable, I can go back to my list, and if I'm just intentional about, okay, well, let me just get this done. The beauty is in going back and looking at that list. Let's just say, like I said, I had 10 things, and if I found myself being irritable, but I got back to the list and I finished that, and then I finished the next one, and I finished the next one. When you go back and you look, you're like, dang, bro, now I got this sense of accomplishment, because like, dang, I was able to push through, you know what I'm saying? And so then, of course, as you know, like what you continuously practice, it, you know, over time get a little bit easier or whatever. But that sense of accomplishment can override that irritability, even in the midst of like doing what you got to do, like on your checklist, bro. So
that's dope.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, bro. I just think that's discipline too. You know what I'm saying? Staying disciplined with yourself. Because with me, bro, like you said, like you kind of wing it. I got a plan to the T, bro. If not, I'm all off balance. But you know, just for me, bro, I like to be spontaneous too, and like wing it and just go off of what I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't
what you feel. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to just plan everything. Now I'm a robot, just 1, 2, 3, 4. You know? Yeah. So that's just.
I mean, that's something that I need to take in consideration, because like I'm just going with the flow. Like, I know this sounds bad, but I hate planning. Like, you know me. Yeah. Hey, bro, you on the way? Yeah, I'm on the way. Man, I ain't even left the house yet. You know what I mean? Know what time I'm supposed to be there, but I'm getting ready 30 minutes beforehand. That's the way I always been. And like, and in a kind of crazy way, in the kind of sense, like I thrive in that. Like I don't know, like call it crazy, bro, but I think I thrive in adversity situations or like clutterness. Like I thrive in it.
You
bro.
Come live in the full.
You know what I mean? Like if stuff is too perfect, I'm like, man, put that pillow off that couch over there. You know what I mean? Like that's just my mindset. But I understand the importance of like just setting things to the side to be able to accomplish, because I don't really know what it feel like to be able to like have those days where I'm like, okay, this ain't my best day, and having everything like kind of like in a chronological order put out and me accomplishing that. So I don't know how that feels. So I think I'm gonna try that. You know what I mean? For sure, bro. For sure.
So just say like, cause I know you're in a relationship, right? So just say like you're in a relationship, and then you know you plan, and then your spouse might plan too, and just say like it's a, you know, in a business sense, like how do you find balance between that? You know, because if you're planning and she's planning, how do y'all find time to like join that together? Because I think that's a
man. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. So I don't believe in the whole. And call me crazy, but I have my own ideas. I don't believe in like the perfect work-life balance, especially when you're doing business with somebody, because maybe I just operate different. Maybe I just need to learn other strategies. But like, I feel like that your relationship is a business, and you have to operate as such. And let me kind of explain that.
That for me, bro.
When I first met my wife, I told her, you know what I mean? From this day forward, and this is just early on, not even knowing each other for a week, we're going to be one. So we're going to be in a relationship. We're going to be one. Finances, goals, accomplishment. You can't be up while she down. Like there's no logical thing to say like, okay, well, his and hers. I don't believe in his and hers. Even when you're trying to get to know somebody, if we're going to try to do this, this is preparation for us to be one. I remember when I first met Sierra and I had my trucking business, I used to send this girl $2,000 to $3,000. Keep in mind, I barely knew her. For savings for us to have a joint income. She was a full-time college student. She had a job, but like was making a decent amount of money. So I'm like, look, take this money, start a bank account, and I want you to save it. Watch it, save it, watch it. And people might think that's crazy, but when we really got together and known each other for years, we just operate on the same efficiency. So like when we work as one and as a business. I believe like it's my job in a sense to take care of her, vice versa, for her to take care of me. That's business. You can't separate that. You know what I mean? Even when we're having fun, okay, babe, let's plan this trip to Orlando. She take care of the flight, everything. Can I take care of the, you know what I'm saying, the flight, everything, bro. So like, I believe it's one, and I believe that when you try to separate it, that's when stress come in. Operate your whole relationship like a business. What about you,
bro? I agree with that 1,000%, bro. Bro, it's a scripture I like, bro, that says, bro, how can two people walk together unless they both agree? Right. So like, if you even think about like, what does it take to run a successful business? Loyalty,
for sure.
Trust,
talk that talk.
Respect,
talk that talk.
Camaraderie. Like, bro, we gotta both agree. Like, if we talking in business terms, we gotta both agree on the business. Yeah. We gotta both be agreeing to like make or deliver the same thing, the same quality or whatever. Or, you know what I'm saying? How would that work? You know, so same thing, like when it comes to a relationship, bro, like you got to have pretty much some of the same elements of trust, respect, loyalty, love, camaraderie, appreciation, you know, so on and so forth. To, like you say, like run a successful relationship. So the correlation between a business being like a relationship, it really is, bro. It's a lot of relationship, bro.
That's a relationship, because when you think about a healthy relationship,
partnership,
whatever, these businesses, like when you go to Walmart, you don't understand that Walmart don't own Hershey's. It has a relationship with Hershey's, the candy bar, to be able to sell it. You know what I mean? So they both profit off of it. You know what I mean? So I believe in a relationship, it's kind of like the same things in the sense like you're my partner. Your job is to take care of me, vice versa. I'm gonna take care of you. There's no instance where your partner in a relationship can go out and win $1 million and say, yeah, I hit $1 million. What you gonna do? What you mean? What are we gonna do? You know what I mean? There's no such thing as that, bro. What you think?
Oh man, I agree, bro. I definitely agree.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
I'm not in a relationship right now, but I have been married before. You know what I'm
you
saying?
was married though.
I was married, you know, but
you was married young too.
I was married very young.
I think we should talk about this a little bit.
Yeah, it's a little bit, bro. Different. All right, so together in a relationship, 19, 20, all the way up to 27. Got married at 24. You know, so that's about 8, 9 years. Yeah. You know, but just in what I've learned from my relationship is you have to be on the same page with everything that you're doing. You know, if one person's doing something different and the other person's doing something opposite, y'all pulling each other apart. You know what I'm saying? Right. So y'all really got to come together. Like you said, one mind, we all one.
Right.
Everything is connected. So, you know, just being on the same page and saying like, okay, hey, this is our vision. We both got to agree. We both got to be in alignment and just do it. You know, put that work in on both sides. But, you know, at a certain time, you know, I don't think it's always like that. You know, I think it's sometimes, you know, relationships, bro, you got ups and downs like with everything else. So, you know, you really got to find out what's that happy medium. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you might be up, she might be down, but you try to work towards like leveling it back out.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, like, I'm unhappy. Like, how can I be happy if she's unhappy? You know what I mean? Vice versa. Like, there's no way, like, I mean, we're individuals. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got no neural link in us. Like, say, like, you're sad, I'm sad, but, like, in a general sense to where, like, a healthy relationship, like, there's no way that you can be sad, you know what I'm saying, and I don't have any kind of compassion for it. I might not be physically sad, but I'm definitely understanding of, like, you know what I'm saying, and where you're coming from. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, you sad? Don't worry about it. I'm about to go out and be happy. I'm out with the fellas. So you just keep doing. No, it's always a give and take. And I'm going to ask y'all this question right here. What can you look at and see, like, the oldest lasting thing that we know? It's like in general. What's the oldest thing that you know in America that's always been here?
Look at your question. That's a good question.
That's a good question, bro.
Business.
Right. Yeah. Even from the ancient times, bro. Even when they exchanged coins and
products and goods. Hey, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, whenever these colonizers came over here and they said, hey, look, I got these, I don't know, gunpowder or guns. Give me some produce. Give me. It's always that's business. Whether you want to look at that or not, it's always been exchanged for something. And I believe that the exchange, like when you're in a relationship, the exchange for value is important because you have to be an asset to each other. At the end of the day, like, and I'm not talking about like necessarily from a monetary standpoint, but yes, from a monetary standpoint, but I also like, if I'm sick, can you take care of me? That's an asset to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you have been single and you have been sick, man, that's the worst time to be sick because you got to do everything yourself. You know what I mean? Like when I'm sick, I'm a baby. I ain't gonna lie to you, baby.
For real, bro.
I got tissues up my nose, baby coming up here. You know what I'm saying? Doctoring me up, but that's an asset.
Yeah.
And that's why I say, what's the long-lasting thing that we can look at as a foundation is business. Business been here for years. It's gonna stay here even after we're gone. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I hate to use that example because some people kind of like take it around with it. But all I'm saying is that build your foundation on a solid foundation. Yeah. You know what I mean? I talk about this a lot. Yeah. Ask 10 people what love mean. You get 10 different answers because it's objective to the person.
Yes, sir.
It can mean physical. It can mean words. It can mean anything. But when you talk about business principles, if you look at the most successful business in the world, it has the same principles.
Structure.
You know, my structure. So that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can dig that, bro. And then I mean, you know, anybody, and let's think about it. Anybody can start a business, right?
For sure.
But everybody's business won't be as successful as, you know, everybody's business won't be successful. So what's one of the core ingredients to a successful business? Mutual benefit. So like even taking the mutual benefit into play, bro. And that really kind of jumped in my mind because I think about so many people that I know, so many guys that I know in particular, that that their perspective on relationships is not like mine.
It's tainted. Yeah.
Not like yours.
Yeah.
It's not like yours. You know, it's definitely tainted, bro. But when you kind of just listen to them, just hear they dissect their own situations.
No,
bro.
they do.
Like,
they answer their own problem.
Yeah, bro. Like
I just guided you to your own answer,
bro. It's really no real mutual benefit, bro. And normally the premise, the foundation that they started off on, it wasn't mutually beneficial then.
From the beginning,
you know, it might have just been,
yeah.
they was just attractive, or they was funny, or they had some money, or you know, whatever the case may be. And so now, like you say, their perspective gets tainted on the whole relationship dynamic, and now based on, like you say, like love being like subjective.
Subjective.
Now from their vantage point, it ain't worth it. All women the same, all guys the same, well, you know, so on and so forth. So, but yeah, you're right, bro. Like from a business perspective, bro, if it's mutually beneficial, any good successful business is that. So vice versa, any relationship, something that you got to work work with somebody else on, you know what I'm saying? You gotta work with somebody on, like, it in order for it to be successful. It gotta be mutually beneficial, bro.
I agree. That's a fact, bro. Because at the end of the day, bro, like, you being with somebody just because they look pretty is like kind of like the most proper terms. It's the most ill-liquidated thing that you can go by. And I don't even know if they even go with that, but hey, would you work with me? But like at the end of the day, like, you know, that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Find someone that you're attracted to, but like at the end of the day, like, it has to be more. It has to be more substance at the end of the day. You know what I mean? It has to be something that's adding value to you, also to her, but it has to be something more, bro.
But do you think, like, as far as relationships now, I think it's like microwave relationships, bro. I think people just jump in and jump out just because it looks aesthetically good to somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, if I go for a girl and she got a pretty face, it's like a car, a nice car that don't have an engine in it. Like, I'm just sitting there taking pictures in the car, you know? And then you walk where you gotta go, but But just in that aspect, man, I'm just trying to see, like, for the younger generation, bro, like, how do you merge an acquisition, like, in business terms, right? Like, okay, this is gonna be a good partnership. How do you find that partnership? Because I don't think, like, people right now, they even know. They're just like, okay, you look good. Let's take some pictures together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's built on real foundations, but how do you know when you like to find that person that you can do that with or go into business with?
Well, at the end of the day, like, kind of what we kind of already harped on, like, where's the benefit? You know what I'm saying? Because why not just be single if there's no other benefit besides you got a nice body or you look nice or whatever the case may be? Like, where's the mutual benefit to where, like, okay, even if that say if I was the type of person, right, and that's what I really wanted, right? Yeah. Okay, you look pretty, you make me look better. For somehow, some way, it's gonna make us better. I don't know, but like, find a mutual benefit. Like, I'm not telling people that you have to, you know what I'm saying, necessarily do it one way, but find your way, but find the mutual benefit in that way. You know what I mean? Because everyone is not meant to be, you know what I'm saying, a business owner. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're saying take the business model of a relationship, the partnership between the two, and base your relationship off that. You know what I mean? If I'm a man or if I'm a woman that can't cook, I want to find a partner that maybe can. You know what I mean? That's the benefit. If I'm a man that can't, I don't know, spell cat or something like that, find a teacher or something. You know what I mean? Find the benefit in whatever you're doing. So like that's just me personally. You know what I mean? Just find whatever is going to benefit you.
For sure. I'm gonna just add this one little part, bro. I'm a black male with a mentor that I look up to, I respect, you know. And the reason why I start with that is because like in our community, we kind of deficient in that area. And the reason why I bring them up is because another component of this whole relationship thing, bro, is having reasonable expectations. Bro, that's huge, bro. Reasonable expectations. Because like I can think about like before I met my wife, that's something that she actually brought to that's something that she brought to the table. But I didn't know, I didn't even factor that. That wasn't even like on my mind. Like that was nowhere in my thought process. Like the concept of reasonable expectations. And when I look back, I had in the beginning unreasonable expectations. Right. And so going into when you say like, well, what can a person look for if you're talking about like building a relationship or, you know, this type of what can a person model or, you know, so on and so forth. With the whole expectation piece, bro, people got to understand like you got to have reasonable expectations and you got to operate like that in a sense. So if I could even just make that a little bit plainer, in my opinion, I think most people go into situations like you say, just kind of winging it. Just kind of winging it. They ain't really got no real standard. You know, it's just kind of like, oh, well, you know, if they pretty, if they successful, if they got like a little crowd or got a little buzz or if it's something trendy or whatever, you know, they just kind of go into it with that. And then when a person don't meet certain expectations that probably was never explained at any point, a lot of times it ain't even really modeled so that the other person, you know, have something to kind of, you know, lean on, so to speak.
No, I understand that. Can you give an example? Give me advice. So like I'm a single guy, right? You know what I'm saying? Not in real life, just an example. Give you this 100-page list that my ideal woman has to be, which may not be really realistic because I might not even be, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote worthy of that. If I'm going out to a woman and I have this whole list of expectations that are not really realistic, what do I have to do? Do I just accept the person that is not on this 100-page list?
Well, like, so I feel like if let's just say, okay, as a single guy, you know, guy does have like this list of expectations. You know, well, I want a woman like this. Well, my first question really would be why.
Why questions they coming back into effect?
Like why do you want a woman that, you know, whatever? So then we got to kind of dissect some of these like these wants and really kind of identify the difference between a want and a need, right? So like as a person is listing like all these different wants, well, why do you want all of these things? Now, out of all of these things, we can identify which ones are reasonable or unreasonable based on the difference between the want and the need. See, this is what you need. Now, I get you want this whole scroll.
Right.
She gotta be a baddie. She gotta be, you know.
She gotta drive a Lamborghini or something crazy. You know,
gotta be a big bag. I can't take none of this. Like,
but see, social media also, bro. Like, social media really, in a sense, it dulls our senses, bro. Like,
oh, it does.
It really paints a lot of unrealistic expectations.
That's
and
a
so,
fact.
you know, looking at different facades that you might see online, you may think, oh, this is real life, bro. When in fact, that's not reality.
That's not reality, bro.
And
a lot of people don't understand, like, just pay attention to like the statistics or anything. Like, most household income is $50K, I believe, combined.
Yeah, combined.
So when you have your this list of expectations, understand that, like, is it realistic? And I'm gonna preface this by saying I believe that you can do anything. I'm a master believer of manifestation, but sometimes you have to be realistic with your current situation, especially if you want, because you always can be with somebody and build with them. That's a real thing to get wherever you want to go. But sometimes you have to look at your current situation. You say, okay, with this list of expectations, is it realistic for me to get that right now? You know what I mean?
I would really just look at somebody to say, like, okay, can they fit with where I'm going? And if they can't fit, you know, I can lower down my expectations to rebuild what I'm expecting from you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like what you put in is what you get out. Like, how are you feeding this person their mindset, their mentality to kind of be in line with yours if your expectations are way up here. You know what I'm saying? So that's just kind of how I go about it.
Yeah, I think that's important, you know what I'm saying? Just being realistic with your current situation, because if I'm a guy, you know what I'm saying, and I'm looking for a woman to make $1 million a year and I'm not even making $50,000 myself, sometimes you have to be more realistic with your current situation, you know what I mean? And I believe that sometimes, like bro was saying, like sometimes social media can like falsify your ideas, because as much as I believe that anybody can be anything, the statistics is going to tell you that everyone is not going to be successful. It's a fact. Everyone is not going to be able to drive a Lambo one day. It's a fact, but you have to be okay with that. And I think sometimes just being real with yourself and understanding, like, okay, if I don't get that, what else can I get, or what else can I do? Sometimes it's not settling, but you have to be realistic. Now, you can keep working to get there, but be realistic with your situation that's at hand. But if you see yourself doing it and you're manifesting this, that's what you're supposed to do. But statistics are going to show you, because I'm not here trying to sell nobody a dream. Like, I'm not here to telling everybody that everybody going to see a meal ticket. It may not happen, but you have to be okay with it. But if you want to keep working towards that, you keep doing that. You know what I mean? But
and what's your definition of successful too? You know,
facts.
So it's like,
That's subjective as
everybody
well.
can be, successful in a sense.
Right.
You may not reach that, like you say, that everybody may not reach that milli. Everybody may not be the business owner or whatever. But if you done crawled up, you know, if you done leveled up
your circumstance, whatever.
your circumstances,
that's success,
bro. Yeah, that's success,
for sure.
But a lot of people don't like to look at that because they seem too small.
Everybody see the upfront things and how it look, but they don't see what it took to get there. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I think
a fact.
that's a lot of the time, bro. And I think people want instant gratification. Like, I deserve this because of what? Like, what have you put out into the world to get something back? So, just in that sense, bro, I don't know, bro. I think people just, they don't look at the work aspect. Like you said, that hard work, you got to put some work in.
Yeah. Can I get real quick?
What's up, bro?
Can we talk about our failures?
Oh, for sure.
Because as we talking about this, it kind of like bring my mind back to like when I first got into business, and a lot of people think failing is so bad, bro. Like, if I would have never failed in life at whatever I failed at, business, relationships, friendships, whatever, I would have never be here now with this mindset. And I kind of want to talk about failures. What have some of your failures? What have you learned from some of your biggest failures or mistakes in life? Present today. You start smiling. Hold on.
Man, you talking about man? I'm a true believer in failing forward, bro.
Yes, sir.
You say that all the time.
Yeah, I know, right? Look.
Some of the things that I've learned today from failure, being airtight on having contracts. And I'm just speaking in general. I'm a kind of use some of my examples as it relates to like just some of my like business endeavors or whatever, but they still correlate with life, right?
Right,
but, like,
for sure.
Contracts, like communication, bro. Like having clear communication. Make sure that every stone is unturned, and just like in business, bro, that matters in life. Yeah. We didn't have so many crazy situations just from like this most recent real estate project. Man, you talking about it and taught from these failures, patience, bro, way more patience, being more thorough in like reading and making sure that you understand certain things, whether it be contracts, whether it just be, communication with different contractors or whatever. Man, the list is so extensive.
Endless,
I can't
bro.
even really just grab them all because it's like a whole pile.
Right.
Just but
Right.
But yeah, modern day, bro. From failures, man, I've really learned the biggest piece that I've learned is just like really honing in on my craft. Like, okay, well, I may not have did this right this time, but now I see from doing this way, which ended up being wrong, or maybe just not the most beneficial. Like, I can do it different next time. It didn't kill me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
right.
it didn't kill me. All it did was helped reshape my mindset. And so
And sometimes you need that, to reshape them, because a lot of times the failures, like, you know, because it might not kill you, but it's definitely gonna hurt.
Oh, hey, it's definitely gonna hurt.
Tyson in his
uppercut. You know what I mean? It's definitely gonna hurt, but like I believe that we had to go through that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What about you, bro?
Man, I can tell you about my failures, bro. And I actually enjoyed the failure after the fact.
Yeah.
But going through it, man, it was tough, bro. So I used to have a truck company years ago. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
I never drove a truck, never even thought about getting in a truck. But, you know, my job was shaky, so I had to make something happen for the family, you know what I'm saying? So I went out and bought a truck, and, you know, I was getting handled in all kind of ways because I didn't know.
You bought a truck, formed a corporation. I mean, like, you did the right thing.
Bro, my truck said for 3 months, bro, and I'm paying a no. I'm like, what? I can't drive it. I got to get somebody to drive. Insurance like, nah, we can't have none of them drive it. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm just assed up then. But you know what I'm saying? And then finally, bro, it started to get a little momentum. That's when the engine went out. I was like, man, I can't catch a break. But just going through that, bro, it taught me so much about myself, and what you put in is what you get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like in those instances, I didn't put as much effort as I did into other things I would do. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to like half do it, half do this to see if this is gonna work. But I learned that you have to be laser focused on what you're doing and going after it, bro.
What you put in is what you get out. You
Absolutely.
know what I'm saying? I tell people this all the time. Like, you know, if you only study 70% of the time, you might get lucky and get 100, but it's not likely. Yeah. The most you can get out of 70% is 7%. Yeah. So you can fall anywhere between 0 to 70. So if you put in 100%, the highest point you can get is 100. You might make an 85 on a test, but if you study, your highest potential is 100. And I believe like in that holistically, I believe that to be true. If I only give 40% towards my relationship, the maximum I can get out is 40%.
That's it, bro.
You know what I mean? So people have to realize sometimes you get what you put in. You know, failures, bro. I got so many. I don't even know where to start, but you know, I really think that all my failures really brought me to where I am today. I like to always touch on relationships, like, you know what I'm saying, because I failed so many times in relationships that once I met my person, I was already ready. I kind of told y'all about, like, when I got with her, it was like, okay, we're one. Mm-hmm. I have been in relationships where it was mine's yours, his and hers.
Yeah.
I remember I was in a relationship with this one person, and we moved in together. Mm-hmm. She bought the furniture. Yeah.
Okay.
I bought the TV. We would get into arguments to where she like, well, don't sit on my couch. And pettiness. Like I'm like, I ain't gotta sit on the couch. Well, you ain't watching my TV. I used to take the plug, take it to work with me so I could watch TV.
Oh, you took it out the TV and took it.
You know what I mean? And like that toxicity really makes a relationship bad because you already manifesting your demise. If you're going into a relationship with two separate mindsets, yours, mine's, you already pretty much manifesting that y'all going to be separate because y'all operating separately. So when I got with my person, when I got with my wife, I told her from day one, we're going to be joint, from income to money to everything. You know what I mean? When she ended up moving to Texas, you know what I'm saying? And like, she still had an apartment. I was paying on that apartment. Like, man, can't mess up your credit because it's my credit. You know what I mean? So that's the mindset that I had to go into. But I would have never even got there if I would have never, ever failed in my relationship.
You wouldn't have been ready for it.
You know what I mean?
You wouldn't have seen it. You know what
I wouldn't. So I think that's important, like, to fail. You know what I mean? And having that, to have that history. You know how you got credit history? Like, to have that history, that fail list history is important. So, like, failures are important. Like, you have to fail in life in order to get to where you want to go. You know, there's not one success story that I ever heard of personally where they never failed at something. Yeah, bro. For sure.
I don't think failure is a bad thing because you learn so much in the process of doing. A lot of people don't do, you know what I'm saying? So when you don't do, you ain't got to worry about failing because you ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when you put that action in it, you know, of course you're going to have that mentality behind, you know, the success that you're going to achieve. But if it doesn't hit that pinnacle, how far did you get, and how much farther can I go from that point that I failed at?
So how important is work ethic? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to you doing anything in life, how important is that work ethic, bro?
Vitally important. Like, I mean,
lifeline.
Everybody, no matter what, everybody's working towards something.
Good or bad?
Good or bad.
Intentional, unintentional.
Intentional, unintentional. Every single day, everybody's working towards something. And so, you know, whatever type of work ethic you put in towards whatever that something is you working towards, I mean, hey, surprise, here go your reward.
Is work ethic like this mystical thing that you can just, because you know a lot of people say, see, the in you on you. Like, is work ethic this mystical thing where it's just you just grow with, or do you learn it, or is it both?
I feel like it could be both. Like work ethic.
Think so?
Work ethic, like, because I mean, let's just say like somebody who come from lazy parents.
Yeah.
So it's not impossible for the child to develop a work ethic. You know, they can join a sport like we were talking about earlier.
Right.
You know, and so from their sport, you can learn the element of work ethic, and then you can start sharpening that. You know, so but then also, you know, vice versa. So I mean, I think it's both.
Yeah.
What you think?
Nah, he made a good point, man. I definitely do think you can learn work ethic. I don't think it's just something that, you know, you have, you don't have, you know what I'm saying? I think you can learn any skill, but now that work ethic really come, like you said, in you, not on you. You know, you really got to be consistent with yourself. And
so is it inherited, like from what you see growing up, or is it just something that you just got in you, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm just going to do it from day one, like?
Effort, bro.
Effort.
It can be inherited too. Like you said, if you got lazy parents, your genes might be some lazy things. You gotta learn. If you have do stuff, you probably gonna have do everything you do until you figure out, or until you do something that's constructive.
That's crazy.
To
Inheriting a lazy gene. That's like having a lazy chromosome. It's like having well, my Y chromosome, you know what I'm saying, it's a little lazy.
It's a question mark.
It's a question. Look. That's crazy, bro. Do y'all remember y'all first job, bro?
Yeah.
I've been working, and I had to ask my mother, but I think I was like 13 years old. My first job was digging graves, bro. No kidding.
Boy, what a job.
Man, I'm telling you. So my stepfather, he used to dig graves on the side, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Be the people that actually like dig the hole and set up the whole stuff for the funerals and stuff, to actually drop them in there. That was my first job, bro. And like, it was so creepy, but like it ended up just becoming like a natural thing, because once you do it so much, it just is what it is. But like, this was a manual labor job, you know what I'm saying? And like, you there in the morning, 6 feet, you know what I mean?
You ain't talking about with a shovel, is
No, we ain't talking about a shovel.
Now you got some work ethic. You know what age? 13?
13, bro. But I just remember that I used to have this thing, because like everything was on a time basis. Obviously, like you there super early, and then like, you know what I'm saying, deep in the south, like it's super hot early in the morning. Like, you know what I mean? So like it's probably like 90 to 100 degrees, and we out here digging the hole, setting everything up, like just getting everything ready. And bro, it's a manual job. I remember. So I don't know if you guys have ever been to a funeral, but you know how like they set the casket above the hole, but it's on this little platform thing where I can lower them down. One time that thing broke, so we had to get straps. And this was a lot of times we had to do this, because like it was old equipment. We had to get straps, and like it was like 3 people on each side. And we had to just like just like feed it down while the family was looking at you the whole time, bro.
Boy, that pressure.
Bro, you talk about pressure. I never forget.
Ooh, you better not
Man,
drop
please forgive me if you watching this. Man, I never forget this guy we was working with one time. He let it slip, bro.
Oh, bro,
And you could just hear the family like, in the back. He's like, oh, what is he doing? I'm like sweating, so nervous.
My shoulders hurt.
Yeah, my shoulders hurting, bro. And he literally dropped it, so like the casket is like tilted, and you just hear the family making comments in the back, and I'm just like, man, that was real work to me. You know what I mean? And that kind of like developed my work ethic, because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm naturally lazy. As a person, I'm naturally lazy. Like, people don't know that about me. Like, people see all this stuff, but like, I just have a switch to where like my family depend on me, so I go get it. But naturally, if I had to have my way, I won't do nothing. I want to be in the house, you know, drink some good, eat good, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like, you know what I'm saying, relax. So a lot of people don't know that about me. I'm naturally lazy, but I have a work ethic. It's like a switch. We ain't got money, don't worry about it. When I'm driving trucks and I work in the oil field, we got to stay out 3 months. That's what we got to do. No problem. I ain't seen my family for 3 months. So like, do y'all remember y'all first job? Can y'all tell about the story of y'all first job?
I was just thinking about my first job, bro. I worked at Six Flags. So my work ethic came from my mom.
I know it was hot.
Bro. 15 years old at Six Flags in the summertime, bro. You know, it's like 100 degrees out there. So, you know, I go out there, and then, you know, I don't like talking like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a big talker.
Hey, my name is
Lee. I got that switch that I can cut on, you know. Be like, oh, dang, you know, you can talk. But,
man, is this boy deaf?
But yeah, bro, they put me on the games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the game where I gotta talk to everybody. I gotta make a certain quota. They got money that I gotta make. I'm like, bro, it's a pressure. And I'm 15 and I'm hot, bro. So I remember, you know, the Six Flags it's always packed in the summertime, bro. Thousands of people come. Hey, how about y'all? You ready to give it a try? And I'm talking to everybody, but I'm like, I'm hustling, and I'm putting in 10-hour shifts every day in the summer, bro. That's some work, bro. I can't lie, bro.
How much you was getting paid?
Bro, $650, bro.
Ooh, an
hour? $650 an hour.
Bro, think about that, bro.
Bro, check $200 every
Think
2
about
weeks.
that, bro. You work for 2 hours strong, and you want to make $12.
And then you gotta put gas in the car, and you gotta eat. So I would eat McDonald's every day. Look, shout out to McDonald's.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to McDonald's. My first job. Yeah, 14, bro. I was 14. I worked at this McDonald's in Beaumont, Texas. Yeah, it was short lived, but it was cool though. They was wild and crazy back then in them days.
Yeah.
But that was my first job. One of my buddies got me on illegally. I think that was too young to work. Yeah, bro, that was too young to work in Texas at the time.
Yeah,
like you couldn't be 14.
Yeah, I think you had to be 15.
Oh yeah, 15.
Sign this W2.
All right, do I get paid? When do I get paid? Look,
Hey, I don't need none of this insurance. You know.
401k.
Check.
If I slip, man, if I slip and fall, I'm just throw some ice on. Don't worry about it. So was it a lot of pressure? Because I remember working at McDonald's and it was like fast paced. It was actually
that line be long.
It do be long, but I'm gonna tell you this right here. Honestly, like McDonald's was probably one of my funnest jobs that I had when I was like 16, bro. Simply because all my friends worked there, and it was like, you know what I'm saying. It was like young. It was like the managers were like the older ones, but like it was always fun. But like we had one manager that didn't play no games. When I'm talking about didn't play no games, I'm talking about like. Cause they had like the little time thing, like where you have to get the food out before a certain time and stuff like that, and like she was like strict. So when she came in work, we was like robot. We was just like, how might I help you? We were just like going hard, and it was a lot of pressure simply because like she wanted everything to be like below time or whatever it was then. But like, was it fun? Was it just pressure?
Yeah, nah, it wasn't fun at all, bro. It wasn't nothing but pressure. Like I realized real quick that I didn't fare too well under that type of heat. I mean, the fire, the grease heat, and the stressful heat. But yeah, bro, like you say, with those little timers and all that, man, you shaking these fries. And, I'm looking around. Now at the time, I didn't know I had ADHD. But I'm throwing salt and man, give me some mayonnaise, man. I don't know, man. And then the people at the window, they be looking all crazy. Come on, man, hurry up, come on. Like, work. Nah, bro, this ain't for me. So look, I'm gonna pass this last bag and I'm gone. I'm out, man. I showed don't do that to your employee, man. Don't just walk out on them people, man. But I was young and crazy. I'm out of here. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with the stress, bro.
Nah, real talk. Definitely funny, bro. And I know we kind of like touched on it a little bit, but I kind of want to talk about like, you know, the importance of being active young, you know, because a lot of times like the youth don't understand. As an adult, I appreciate being active in all kind of sports because it taught me so much, you know, especially with having a kid at 15. It gave me a lot more structure. It taught me how to be like an environment to play with a team, you know what I mean, which has helped me in business. It helped me in life. So like, can we talk about like how important for you guys for like to be active or be in sports particularly, you know what I mean?
Bro, I think sports really, it helped me so much, especially when I was young, bro, and just being out there on the field, being active, in period, just being outside, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like now a lot of kids don't go outside like they used to, you know, how we used to play curveball or go play basketball or just do anything just active. But nah, sports, man, it taught me a lot about dedication. Yeah. You know, like dedicating my time to doing something, getting better at it. And, you know, just going beast mode. Like, you know, that feeling that you get when you step on that field, and we were kind of talking about that. Bro, like, sports taught me that. And I think that structure and that discipline really, you know, helped me to be who I am right now.
Right.
I think sports can indirectly, like, teach you practical possibilities, bro. Like, what I mean by, like, practical possibilities, things that you can implement on a day-to-day throughout different areas of your life that can really like elevate your life, you know. And we can use some of the examples such as, like I mentioned, the trust, the teamwork, the ethic, the work ethic, so on and so forth. Bro, like thinking about the whole sports thing, man, I wish like when I was a kid, and this may seem like what this guy doing, but I wish when I was a kid, bro, like somebody would have taught me the importance of like being an individual and like when practical possibilities like trades and stuff like that, just things that are available, bro. Like things that you can do, things that you can do to like add value to yourself, like sports. You know, you can add value to self with sports, you know, from some of the different ideologies that you can adopt from playing sports and stuff, you know. So
I agree with that, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because even though being a part of sports and that camaraderie is like a team thing, it's really more so about the individual on that team that makes up the team. And a lot of people don't think about that.
Collectively.
Think about if you're offensive lineman, right? Just for example, and you blown an assignment, your specific assignment, it affects the whole team. Yeah. So a lot of time it really comes down to like being an individual, a part of a team, because each play a critical piece of that puzzle. Last week you talked about how your son bought you a puzzle, and he was like, "Dad, I don't know how we're gonna put this together." And as you start to put that piece, the puzzle together, you start to see the picture. And that's kind of like the thing about team and being a part of a team. Sometimes you have to be the piece, and you have to play your position. You know what I mean? In that team to be able to make up, you know what I'm saying, the team. So I feel like that's important. And you kind of talking about trades, I wish I would have known more about that too. I'm very grateful for my journey in life. All the jobs that I had, and I had a lot of jobs. The jobs I got fired from, and you know what I mean? But I feel like if there was an opportunity back then for me to like go and get a trade and be able to like pursue other things to like help me, I think I would have been, in my mind anyway, farther ahead, because I did get a trade eventually. Got my CDL, truck driver license. Right. So it really brought a lot of substance to my life, because when I dropped out of school, bro, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Like I knew I was gonna be successful, because like as a little boy, I always knew I was supposed to be bigger and somebody important in the world. But like from a monetary standpoint, I didn't know how it was come. When I dropped out of school, I didn't necessarily know I was gonna make more than $100,000. I never even like thought of that, because the jobs I was working, I had a potential if I stayed there as long as I could or worked, but I wish I would have known more how to be able to say, okay, college is cool for the people that want it, but there are other options, there's other lanes, avenues that you can get into. So I wish I would have known more about that.
So let me ask y'all this question, because you know the youth is our future. Like all these, you know, the young people out here, they our future. So as far as us giving game or, you know, having mentors, like you said, like how do we help them? Because I think that's the main thing that we can do right now.
If you can get a kid's ear or a young adult's ear, you know, most of the time in the world of social media, because, you know, you're constantly scrolling and so on and so forth, like the attention span is just like that.
Yeah, very
short. And so, you know, it's just really just, I guess, being as relevant, being as realistic as possible, and letting them know what's available. But I think the first thing is like, how do you grab their attention? Right. Like once you grab their attention, then I feel like it's an easy transition to say like how we was just talking about. Man, I wish when I was younger, somebody put me on game to teach me, hey, bro, you know you get a trade, right? Okay, what's a trade? What can I do with a trade, bro? You can get a particular trade in a particular area, whether it's electrical, plumbing, like you say, getting your CDL, so on and so forth. And that can create value, bro. From that alone, bro, you can start your own company.
You already got the tools and the knowledge.
Your own paychecks, bro. Like all of a sudden, you got people working under you. Now you're a business. Like now you're a whole corporation, you know, so on and so forth. And like you said, college may not be for everybody from the traditional sense, like a 4-year university. However, for 2 years, just being dedicated to learning a particular craft, it's a whole lot different. Like you don't have to go through like classes that people will be like, damn, man, what? I ain't never gonna use this in the real world.
I gotta learn like, biology, science, or something.
Yeah, bro, to go be a plumber. Like, you know, but and that definitely ain't like knocking plumbers, bro, because plumbers be making that bank, bro.
I mean, like, plumbers is one of the trades that you know what I mean are most sought out after, especially right now, because I don't know if y'all remember like the big freeze that happened, like the first big freeze that happened.
Oh yeah, a few years ago.
We didn't have enough plumbers to service these not only single family homes, these apartment complexes, these companies. Like we didn't have enough, so a lot of stuff was just pushed back because there wasn't a lot of enough people to service these individuals. And if you're a plumber, and I think Randall talked about this on last show, if you're a plumber, man, you pretty much make your own pay, $50 an hour, $100 an hour, depending on the demand. You know what I mean of the job. So like a lot of time, and that's what it is. Yeah. I mean, from what I know, I don't think plumbers are ever going to go nowhere because there's always going to be buildings with, you know what I mean, these pipes and stuff running through it, so it ain't going nowhere.
Never. I think a lot of these trades not going nowhere, bro. A lot of these trades that you have to spend time and learn a craft behind it, they not going nowhere. So, you know, like I think we need more people to focus in on those areas too. You know, I know everybody want to be a boss, everybody want to do this. But we still need those people because the more that it separates, the more demand it becomes, you know. So
that's a fact.
The higher the pay going to be too. So,
and I want to harp on what Kendrick said, like being able to get, especially these this youthful generation's attention, because a lot of times, bro, if you ain't got no chains on, if you ain't driving this car, they not really respecting what you're saying. And I know that firsthand. They need to see certain things in order to like really, you know what I'm saying, help to understand, like, bro, you ain't. It's okay if you want to be a rapper, but if you don't make it, you still got this lane. Or it's okay to not be a drug dealer, because there's other jobs and opportunities that make just as much if you want to get technical and realistic with it. You know what I mean? You don't have to risk your freedom to make this amount of money when you can do this right here, a profession for either the same or more money. You know what I mean? Same principle, same building block. You go sit on the corner, go sell drugs. There's a supply and demand, but you can be a business owner and have a product, and it's the same thing. Take those same principles. Off camera, Kendrick said it best, like, man, we have some of the most smartest criminals in the world that can turn their criminal activities, or at least the ideal of it, into a legitimate business. Like we were talking about, people just go up and steal cars, how they can create a mobile key and like scan your car, and you know what I mean? 2 minutes, like, come on, bro, like you're a whole tech company, you don't even know it. You know what I mean? So being able to like really capture their attention by showing them like, hey, bro, like, you know, I made $80K my first year, I made $60K my first year. Because statistically, people that go to college aren't even making, you know what I'm saying, over $50K, which is the minimum anyway. So
even with a master's. So,
with a master's, so it might take you 4 years to get the degree. Hey, look, bro, you can go to truck driving school for 4 weeks. 2 weeks in class, 2 weeks learning how to drive a truck, and you can go make starting off $100K a year, your first year, depending on the right, you know what I'm saying, job and opportunity. Like, you know what I mean? So that's important.
What's one of the things that most people seek out? What do they want to be? It's trendy. It's a trendy phrase. I want to be my own boss. I want to be my own boss. Okay, well, cool. If you was to pick up a trade,
I don't want to work for nobody.
You're literally your own boss. You don't necessarily have to work for anybody. You know, you can dictate your own pay. You can dictate how many clients you want to go see, so on and so forth. And let's just take it a step further. And let's say, for some reason, you do have this burning desire. I just really want to be a rapper.
Right.
Or whatever. Like, but let's just say it's a rapper. You know, everybody rapping and making songs and stuff now. You know, anybody can make a song, put it on
SoundCloud.
You make that nice beat, bro. You might just go to the top.
Like, if you was to kind of move smarter, one suggestion would be, like, if you was to think about it, if you was to develop a trade, get a trade, and whatever it is that you find interest in, you start making money. Bro, you can literally fund your own rap career. You know, you can fund your own trucking business. Yeah. You can fund your own studio.
That's a fact.
You know, or you can, you know, whatever it is that you may really have dreams and aspirations to be. Yeah. Like, you can use these trades to really just fund your goals, bro.
Look, I'm going to give y'all the game real quick. Whoever watching this right now, here's the game how you end up being successful in today's time. I don't care what job you got. I don't care what you do. Even if you work a 9 to 5. Use social media to be able to capture audience, and you can do whatever you want. Bro just got through talking about, if you were to be a rapper, you necessarily don't need to go to a label. You have everything you need. All you have to do is capture attention. You have to build your audience, and now you can sell whatever product, service, song, whatever you want to the world, and it's literally like that. Literally, if you get on YouTube right now and build up your YouTube, you can monetize everything you do, and that's equivalent for you actually going out and putting out a song on whatever platform, and them trying to go buy you or stream it. You do the same thing to YouTube. You know what I mean? Just through monetization. So like, that's the game. Like, when people think that there is not an opportunity for them to be great, all you have to do is utilize what you have. All you have is all you need. You know what I mean? Just use what you got, but use the strategy of building a platform and giving people value, or giving people what they need. Find out what people want, give them what they need. That's the game.
That's the game.
That's the game.
Am I working smarter, not harder?
Man, I'm telling you, bro.
It's all around you. You got to pay attention.
That's
You
it,
got to
bro.
look and see. If you don't know what you don't know, go study the game. Go study those people that are doing it. You know what I'm saying? Have somebody to look up to. Man, when I read books, bro, the author becomes my mentor in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So I just be learning information, and that information take me more forward than where I've been. So. That's just real game too. Just pay attention to what you see, not what you entertained by, but what you actually see. Yeah. And that'll take you far.
One last question. Now, like you said, if you don't know what you don't know.
For sure.
Right. So, I can study and I can find out what I don't know. In a sense. Because if you don't know what you don't know, you don't know that you don't know it. Right? Right. But the one thing you do know is I'm not exactly where I want to be. I may not know exactly where I want to be, but I know that, right?
That's a fact.
And so, like, what makes you believe that it's possible for you to get to wherever it is that you want to go? Because like you just said, like, oh, well, if I don't know a particular thing, but I'm interested in it, then I'll look it up. I'll learn what I need to learn, and I'll implement what I learn. Mm-hmm. But I think it may be true for a lot of people. A lot of people just don't really believe that may be possible for them. They don't think that they maybe have what it takes to. I'm exposed to free information all day, bro. I can read. I can get on YouTube. I can get on Google. I can find stuff just right on my phone or whatever. But a lot of people don't believe that. Even if they were to apply those particular steps, that it could still be possible for them.
Sometimes I think people just can't see in their future. Like you can visualize, you can materialize, and I always say that. So like it really is up to the person to believe in themselves and like find stuff to help them believe in what they can do. But I think belief starts with you and how you create it in your own mind. Like if I can envision myself doing something, then I'm sure I'm going to follow those steps to get to that point. Yeah. But a lot of times, people just don't believe because they're so afraid of what other people might think. If they don't believe in themselves, that negative self-talk, that'll throw you off your track every time, bro.
Yeah, you got to manifest it. Like we done mentioned like 2 or 3 times, like, manifestation is real. Like the power is in your tongue. Mm-hmm. It's also the power into like where you can see yourself. So I definitely agree. I don't believe in coincidence because everything that you see now is what I manifested, even from the type of woman I had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember getting out of a bad relationship, and I said, man, I want a woman, this, and this. You know what I mean? I spoke it so many times. I used to be driving the truck just like, listen to old Jodeci and just like, man, I want a woman.
Johnny Taylor.
And I manifested that. Like, seriously, like, I even manifested me getting out of trucking. Like, this. I used to say, bro, I'm not about to be in trucking. And, bro, you crazy, bro. Man, you got these trucks, you making this money. But, like, I saw the vision of something more. Mm-hmm. And I saw the vision of me being more. Like, I never really wanted to, like, just be dirty all the time. And, like, I wanted to be, like, suited and booted. That was my ideal of how I wanted to perceive myself in the future. And I believe that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not 100% there yet, but I'm working my way towards that. And that's what I manifested. So that's very important. And 2, one thing I think people don't do enough of, and Kendrick kind of said, like, we got all this free information, but study the people that's living your lifestyle. And what I mean by that, if you see someone that inspires you or someone that, has certain intangibles or certain things, I'm a studier because I appreciate anybody that climbed the ladder. Yeah. I don't hate, I don't look at nobody and be like, man, I study the people. I am a wealthologist, and this is not a real term. This is a term that I have been saying for years. I study the people that are wealth. I study what are they doing. Me and my wife are trying to raise money for a company, and we're putting together a pitch deck. And one thing that I told them, like, man, you know what? We should have been doing this years ago, studying the companies that invested in the companies that are similar to us. Because if there is some type of commonality in this company that is similar to us, why not study the actual people that gave them an opportunity, gave them money? You know what I mean? Study what they did. Yeah. You know what I mean? And in a sense, you start to realize that, okay, all I have to do is just study for the things that I want, but study what's already out there. A lot of times people trying to make up this new ideal or new brandishment or no, it's not new. Nothing is new. Somebody came before you. Yeah. Somebody did a podcast before us, study the success in a podcast. Exactly. And then that's how you operate. So a lot of times you just take the people or the businesses or the things or whatever, the people that's living your lifestyle, study that. You know what I mean? Study those businesses that you aspire to be like. You know what I mean? So that's what you have to do. And I'm just not learning that after all these years. I look at stuff and I got access to information, but I don't really study it. Yeah. We're not really taking into account of like, let me just learn the process. Yeah. And it's literally public information. You literally can find, bro. You literally can look up anything about a company, from how much they made to who they work with to who whatever. It's all public. Sometimes you got to study that, and then you kind of just take the information, you grow with it. I'm looking at companies that raise millions of dollars, and I'm looking like, man, this company's similar to us. You have to study, bro. And sometimes you don't know what you don't know, but sometimes if you study the people that's living your lifestyle or have the certain things that you want, that's how you end up gaining that knowledge. So, yeah, man. I think today was dope, man.
Hey, bro, today was dope.
Sure. Today was dope, bro.
You gave a lot of game, man. A lot of good insight. A lot of mindset for the youth and just in general, bro. You know,
man, I appreciate it, bro. I feel like I got more game than I gave, bro.
Talk about, shout out, whatever you want to do.
Man, so, look, I ain't got nothing but this. But hey, look, if you're looking for a house in the Dallas area and you want a custom build, matter of fact, I got one for you in West Dallas right now. But if you want another one, we can work on that too. So y'all come holler at me. LeBlanc Builders, follow us on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
K.409. Follow me on Instagram.
Oh yeah, for sure. Get at them. For sure, get at them, man. So hey, appreciate y'all. This is the Mentality Podcast. This is your co-host, Austin Carter, aka Mr. Obsessed.
Co-host Lee.
And our special guest,
Kenrick LeBlanc. What's up, baby?
Already, man. We out of here. Check with us.
Truth is, can't nobody stop us. Truth is, can't nobody stop us.